Despite all the talk about AI replacing people's jobs, if you want to grow your web design agency, then you'll almost certainly need to employ people. But building a truly great team is a lot more than just recruiting. Get it right and it can take your agency to stellar heights, but get it wrong and it could cost you dearly. In this video, I'm going to share my top 10 tips to build a great team. Hi, thanks for joining. If you're new to this channel, I'm Rich Dean, a web designer and developer, former web agency owner, and author of the book series Start, Grow and Sell Your Web Design Agency. My goal is to help anyone looking to start, grow and sell an agency to save time, earn more money, avoid the common mistakes and pitfalls, and build a thriving and valuable business. Okay, so on to the main topic, starting with number 1, be highly selective. Okay, so this one might seem obvious, but when you're recruiting, you need to be highly selective about who you bring in. That might not be easy if you're really busy and you just need bums on seats to handle the workload, but employing people is never about the short term. You need to remember that when you employ someone, they could be with you for a long time, maybe even years. Yes, you have things like probationary periods where both you and your new employee can decide if you're the right fit for each other, but that kind of misses the point. And even letting someone go in their probation is not a nice thing to have to do. It's far better to take your time and be really choosy about who you bring in. Advertise your role in many places and don't just offer the role to the first person that you interview. Aim to see as many people as you can. Even when I employ people, and even when I thought I'd met the perfect candidate on the first interview, I still made sure I interviewed as many people as I could, as this usually led to much better candidates in the end. Remember, you'll need to work with these people day in, day out, and they will also represent your company to the outside world. So take your time, because there really is no reason to rush with a big decision like this. Number 2, follow the 50-50 rule. So as an extension of the last point, whenever I recruited anyone, I always followed what I called the 50-50 rule. What this basically means is that when I was assessing a potential employee, half of what I was looking at was their skills, experience and expertise, and the other half was their personality, so their attitude and their approach to work. Many people neglect that second part and just focus on finding the most skilled and technically experienced people. But if you want to build a truly great team, then it's a lot more than that. You'll all need to work together, so that means you need to find team players who have a positive, supportive and proactive attitude. You can teach people technical skills, but you can't always teach them interpersonal skills. Number 3, say thank you as often as possible. Okay, before we get into this one, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We're a fairly new channel, so it would really help us if we can get those all-important likes and subscribes up. It won't cost you a thing and it won't take you a second. Okay, back into it. So this was something that I learned quite early in my career. I was fortunate to work for a boss who was just a great guy in general, but I always remember that he was also good at saying thank you. It wasn't disingenuous and it wasn't over the top. It was just a little thing that he did really well. If I did a good piece of design work, he would say well done and thank me for it. Or when I was leaving to go home, he would always thank me for my work that day. It was just a small gesture, but as an employee, and I was quite junior back then, it did so much to make me feel valued and appreciated, and it made me feel loyal to him and to the company. You don't have to do this all the time, and in fact, if you did, it probably wouldn't have the same impact. But if you can make the time just to thank your employees when it matters, it can go a long way to building a strong and loyal team. Number 4, lay out your vision. Building a truly great team is more than just putting bums on seats. If you want your team to commit to your agency and be with you for the long ride, then you need to lay out your vision to them, a vision that they will need to buy into. This doesn't mean you need to have grand designs of taking over the world, but you do need to think about why you started your web design agency in the first place and what you're looking to achieve. Perhaps you want to work with charities and good causes, or to have an overall positive impact on society. Perhaps you want to be the market leader in a specific type of website or technology. Or perhaps you just want to consistently do work that you're all really proud of so that you can all go home every day feeling content in what you've produced. Remember, your vision doesn't need to be so big and grand that it's practically unachievable. Far from it. It could be quite humble, and plenty of people just want to work for a good, quality local agency where they can do work they just enjoy. But it does need to be a bit deeper than just wanting to make money. Number 5, lead by example. As the business owner, you'll need to be the living embodiment of your vision, but you'll also need to act in a way that communicates your values and what you expect from people. This means it's not just about telling your team what you expect them to do. You'll need to show them that you're prepared to do it too, without any double standards. If you aren't prepared to roll up your sleeves and do the hard work too, then this can be one of the quickest ways to create an us and them mentality, which can lead to resentment. Don't get me wrong, you may not always have the technical skills to do the same type of work as your team, but if you expect people to work long hours but you're not prepared to do the same yourself, or if your team start to feel that you're just offloading all the rubbish stuff to them while keeping all the good stuff to yourself, then don't be surprised if people don't stick around too long. Number 6, make time for team building. There's more to life than just work, so if you want your team to truly commit to your agency and enjoy working there, then you need to make time for team building and social events. It's very easy to get lost in the day-to-day and to forget about stuff like this, but try not to. I know when I ran my agency, I probably wasn't the best at this, and this was always something that I struggled with, but it's not called team building for nothing. Social events are such a great way for your team to not only unwind and let off steam, but to also get to know each other and share positive experiences in a way that you just don't get to do in the office. Plus, who doesn't like a treat that's paid for by the boss? It might cost money, but don't let that put you off, as you will more than reap the rewards in the long run. And even if it's just something simple like a team lunch once a month, you'll be surprised at just how far that will go. Number 7, pay as much as you can afford. There's no denying that the jobs market is competitive and also pretty expensive. Finding the best talent is neither easy nor cheap, and if you want to compete with bigger agencies, you'll need to accept that you'll need to pay at least the going rates. Even then, there will be a limit. Hence, this point isn't necessarily about paying the highest salaries, it's about paying as much as you can reasonably afford. If you're a small agency, then you probably won't be able to pay as much as the bigger ones, but that's okay. Pay isn't always the most important thing for many employees, and plenty of people specifically seek out small agencies despite the lower pay because other elements like culture and work ethos can be more important. But what's important for you is that you keep on top of this. Don't neglect your employees' pay, as not all employees are comfortable asking for more money, and the last thing you probably want is a good employee suddenly leaving just because they can get a few grand more somewhere else. Number 8, focus on extra benefits. So this one is closely tied to the previous point, but even if you're not able to pay the top salary rates for your employees, there are other ways that you can more than make up for it and create an attractive offering for your employees. You could offer them things like a generous company pension scheme, employee discount schemes so they can save money when they shop, greater holiday allowance so they can have more time off, free food and drink when they're in the office, free parking, other nice little touches like letting them have the day off for their birthday, and even the potential to work with higher profile clients they might not be able to elsewhere. Remember, not all employees are motivated by the biggest salary. Many will look at the overall package, so if you can be creative and find ways to offer that little bit extra, it could both save you money and give you a greater return in the long run. Number 9, trust and empower. If you run your agency for a while on your own and you're used to doing everything yourself, then it can be hard to hand things over to others, especially when you first start to employ people. But that's exactly what you're going to have to do if you ever want to build a truly great team. The trick is to create an environment where it's okay to fail to a certain extent. Yes, you'll be running a business where you'll need to deliver work to paying clients, so there will always be a limit to this. But you'll also need to give your team autonomy to do things their way, provided you put in place the appropriate guardrails and provided you're able to respond if things go a little bit wrong. This means not being too harsh on people if they mess up, and also making sure your team feel well supported so that if they do make mistakes, it's not the end of the world. If you don't trust people, then they can quickly feel frustrated and undervalued, and they may even decide to go elsewhere. But if they feel like they have a good level of autonomy, then they can feel empowered, and you'll probably find you get a lot more from them. Number 10, create an agency that you would want to work for. So this last point is more of a general rule, but if you want to build a truly stellar team, then you need to create an agency that you yourself would want to work for. That might seem obvious, but if you dread coming into work every day and you're not enjoying the work that you do, then you shouldn't be surprised if you struggle to build a good team. The good thing here is that this isn't something you need to do on your own. In fact, you shouldn't. You may be the one who creates your business in the first place, and you may also be the one who initially sets out the vision and values that you want the agency to follow. But one of the most rewarding things about growing a successful agency is that once you start to bring in good people, the personality and culture of the agency starts to grow by itself, often in wonderful ways you never anticipated. That's a good thing, and if you follow the points I've laid out in this video, then you should have no trouble in building a truly great team and a great company culture. Okay, so hopefully you found this video useful. If you've enjoyed it, then please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you'd like more tips and insights for how to grow your business, check out my book series, Start, Grow and Sell Your Web Design Agency, which you can buy from Amazon now, and I'll share a link in the description below. And if you'd like to watch even more informative content, then why not check out this video here. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.